Normally, in the first heat of a race weekend, drivers tend to take it a little bit easy. Well, not this week in Waterswift Inter, as the whole grid did battle throughout the first heat of the day. This race was dramatic from start to finish. We had 3 wide for the lead and a battle right on the last lap for the win. Potentially the best heat one we'll see all year.
Right, first time of asking drivers. Yeah, we do get it done first time of asking. Let's go then into the first couple of corners. And the driver on pole position there is that Henry Clark, making a great start, already starting to pull away. Very impressive from the number 82. Drivers all pulling to the inside there, and that's where the opportunity for the outside line can open up. It does open up for one driver in the mid-pack. I think that's Zach Champney on the WM plate. Couple of drivers trying some stuff down at Ashby there. The 57, that is, going side by side with the 24. Orion Meta and Alfie Taylor getting side by side in sector 2. The drivers meander their way down into the boot then, and all sort of staying as it was at the race start. We'll see who's the biggest mover after that first lap of racing. I think the WM plate is probably in for a shout in that one. Zach Champney making a couple of moves on that first lap. As no, I tell a lie. It is, let's keep an eye on the screen, John. Slap number 2, 51 down the inside of the 16. It's Charlie Clutter on Millen Tomlinson. That is for 8th position in this one. It was actually Night Measures and Jensen Ackerman, your biggest movers on that first lap. Both of them up 3 places. So 6th and 7th on the grid for Night Measures and Jensen Ackerman. Now up to 3rd and 4th respectively. But they do need to think about this as well. They've made good starts, but equally the top 2 ever so slightly just starting to pull away here. I think potentially Jensen Ackerman getting a little bit frustrated, wanting to get through here on Night Measures, unable to do so. But they run line astern through the first couple of corners. You can see how much Night Measures there's wrestling with the steering wheel. Checks over the shoulder, gives the point forward to Jensen, saying, don't go for a move on me, let's work together to press onto the leaders here. But Night, I will say, I'm sitting outside of the car right now, is making a few too many mistakes. That'll help the charge though. Move for the lead. Enzo Butterazzi down the inside at Ashby. Takes it away from Henry Clark. So after a good start from Henry Clark, now finds himself losing out the position. But we've got 2 BMR teammates now in 2nd and 3rd. So Night Measures, I think, definitely going to be wanting to work together here and push his teammate of Henry Clark back to the sharp end of the order. Enzo Butterazzi, though, all on his lonesome. He's got no teammates to work together. I want to say don't count me on this. I'm pretty sure Enzo is a privateer. Checks over the shoulder, does Enzo, pressing up towards Christmas corner. We've got a teammate battle, though. Down the inside goes Night Measures, and almost getting potted off there. Up and over the curb on the inside. It's all getting very close as the 44 of Iron Nayar joins the scene as well. Nearly going into the back of the 82. Henry Clark almost taking off there on the curb at Boxing Day, as it was the 12 of Jensen Ackerman who followed Night Measures through, and that gap that Henry Clark had seen suddenly closed, and he found himself on the curb on the inside. Luckily, with Iron Nayar getting sort of checked up in behind him, he's able to hold on to 4th place, but they've lost a good 2 or 3 kart lengths to those 3 leaders now, as Butterazzi realises he's got a little bit of space to work with now as they head on to lap number 4. This IAME Waterswift Intermediate heat number 1 here. Ackerman and Measures working together very well though. I was kind of expecting that from the 2 BMR teammates, but that very much didn't happen. Not sure if Jensen Ackerman and Night Measures are very good friends off track, but that wouldn't surprise me considering how well they're working together. Of course, Jensen Ackerman on the Synergy branded car, it seems. As a bit of a moment there into the boot for Night Measures, gets it crossed up on the entry and tags the back of Enzo Butterazzi, and they're going to get even closer. 3 wide on corner exit. Down into the first corner they go. Who's going to hold on to this? Oh, they're up and over the back 9 measures. Nearly off at the first corner. 2 drivers join him off and over the grass. That suddenly kicked off. That's IAME who's rejoining, who just set the fastest lap of the race on the last lap. 9 measures back down the inside at Christmas corner. This has all kicked off, ladies and gentlemen. What's happening here in the first heat of the day in IAME Waterswift? That was unbelievable with the scenes. Who's made it out into the lead of the race? Is Jensen Ackermann there? Is Enzo Butterazzi still there? We've got 9 measures now rejoined by his teammate. No, it's Jonty Restrick who's now on the scene. Jonty Restrick's there with 9 measures, now trying to hold it around the outside. Knight's giving him the room, which is going to turn to the inside as they head into the boot. The WM plate of Zach Champney follows through. So I think Zach Champney's now in 4th place. Yes, he is. The 67 of Jonty Restrick's now in 3rd place. So Butterazzi is back into the lead. Jensen Ackermann's still there in 2nd place. 9 measures, a big loser in that one, down to 5th place. And who else was involved in that one? Henry Clark is in 10th place. IAME in 12th. Another move down the inside. This time it's Charlie Clough who's finding his way through on 9 measures. So that negative momentum for measures just sending him further and further down the grid. As the WM plate now gets through on Jonty Restrick. So Zach Champney up into the top 3. This is allowing for Butterazzi and Ackermann to just press on ahead here in the lead. Can Ackermann close up enough to challenge Butterazzi here at the front of the order? I think they both need to just be eyes ahead. No need to check behind them. They've got a nice gap of about a second, just over a second between Ackermann and Champney. Up to Christmas corner though, this was expected. Double move down the inside. WM play of Zach Champney from 3rd to 5th then, as Restrick and Clough work together to press ahead. They're not going to work together anymore though, and there's a late move from 9 measures. Nearly chucks the WM plate off, and he's not happy about that. Zach Champney loses 2 or 3 positions there down at Ashby. As 9 measures getting frustrated with him losing positions over the last couple of laps, maybe goes through a little bit of a do or die move there at Ashby. It doesn't work out great. Back down the inside he goes once again, this time on Sibby and Stone. So it's all changed up once again in his following pack. Butterazzi and Ackermann still the top 2. That gap between them and the drivers behind now up to 1.5 seconds. But it's Clough who now leads Restrick ahead of Stone, Measures and Champney. Zach Champney now joined on the scene by Joseph Davies. Let's see what Joseph can do. Can he get involved in this battle at the sharp end of the order? It's been Joseph Davies in that secondary pack with sort of Henry Clark, Millen Tomlinson, IAME now. So drivers who maybe fell away earlier on in this race due to those coming togethers, starting to push back through the pack now and rejoin this leading scrap, because it's been so scrappy. They've all lost so much time that those drivers who fell away at the early part of this race now getting back involved once again. 20 seconds left to go on the clock. There are your top 2 coming through your screen now. And they'll start the penultimate lap of this race then. It stayed about the same between Butterazzi and Ackermann, but Ackermann is definitely close enough to think about a move here. I think thinking better of it this time around, a good decision. Who's that? It's 9 measures again. No, it's not. That's Henry Clark. The 2 BMR teammates looking far too similar. My apologies. I just assumed someone was going for a cheeky move in a BMR suit. It must be 9 measures. Not this time. Henry Clark down the inside up at Christmas corner. So that I believe took the place away from Zach Champney for P7. Yes, it did. As I was saying, I think Ackermann doing the right thing there. He knows he's close. Not quite close enough to think about the move. Here it could be. Yes, down the inside. Into the boot goes Ackermann. Thought better of it earlier on in this lap, but now making that move into the boot, he's going to see the final lap board, and only 1,100 meters left to go for him to hold onto the lead of the race. But it's a great run through the first couple of corners for Butterazzi. Immediately defends to the inside to Ackermann. You knew it was coming. Opens it back up at corner entry though. Impressively done from Ackermann there to hold the speed through Christmas corner. Again, oh, that's a cheeky send back to the inside. Nearly makes it work, does Butterazzi. faked him out to the outside there, and as Ackerman opened up the corner again, Butterazzi was nearly to the inside, and this time he is going to be to the inside. Ackerman almost forced off onto the grass on the exit. Great move from Butterazzi, but look at that, only 1.5 laps of battling, and almost third and fourth on the back of them. Back down the inside goes Ackerman. They're going to be side by side into the last corner. Butterazzi retakes it. Round they go to the line. Who's going to take the win of this race? It will be Enzo Butterazzi. What a bit of battling between Butterazzi and Ackerman across the last lap there, and it meant that Charlie Clough and Jonty Restrick were only half a second off of Butterazzi at the line. Wow, top four separated by half a second across the line. If we keep doing that throughout the day, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to have a voice by the time we get to the finals.